that that God is not waiting for you and I to mess up, that we make him smile, that he wouldn't change a thing about us. Why? Because he created us. And this is not talking about that we're perfect and that we don't screw up and that we don't sin, but he looks at me and wouldn't change a thing. The truth is, I'm truly loved. And maybe that's all that some of us need to hear today, is that we are truly loved. Not loved because of what we do. Our value's not based in what we do, but in whose we are. We're his. Like I said, when I look at my grandkids, and I think about not only do they make me smile, but I think about, you know what I mean? They are truly loved. They're not always perfect. And sometimes, you know, they throw a fit or they really get upset. And yet, they are truly loved. And so are you, and so am I when it comes to our heavenly Father. And then she goes on and she says, the truth is, I'm truly loved, right? You got all these voices going on in your head that says you're not good enough, you've messed up too many times, you're going in the wrong direction, right? All these things that are going on in our mind. And then, but no, we're truly loved by a God who's good when I'm not good enough. I don't belong to the lies. I belong to you, right? Talking to God. And that's the truth. When I feel like there's so much noise living rent-free in my head, heaven finds me in a still, small voice. And it sounds like grace instead. You remind me who I am. When I look in the mirror and I'm not so sure, Lord, I don't want to listen to the lies anymore. And then it goes back into the idea that we make him smile. And I hope you and I can hear that today, that there's a lot of people who say a lot of things externally, and there's always a lot of voices in our head, and the vast majority of them are telling us we can't, we should give up, it's never going to happen, you don't know, you don't have enough, nobody cares, nobody, right? All those things are going on, and yet there's the voice of God that says, I created you, I love you, you make me smile. That's the truth. That's God's voice. And if there's nothing else that you hear this whole week, the world likes to put God over here like with a pointed finger. I'm going to get you. You step out of line and I'm going to get you. When the most famous verse in the world, John 3:16, God loved the world so much that he did what? He gave his one and only son. All we have to do is believe, put our faith in, trust in him, and we have eternal life. And then the very next verse that often doesn't get quoted, that he didn't send his son to condemn the world, right? That's what the 10 Commandments reveal to us, our inability to live perfectly. And yet God loved us so much. You have so much value that he gave up his son just so he could be in relationship with you. And again, I can't help but relate to my own kids and my grandkids in what I would be willing to sacrifice just to be in relationship with them, even though they're not perfect. And so anyways, that is a great message. We kind of started with Soul Session because we've had some technical difficulties, but if you're watching on Instagram, you can now go to YouTube or you can go to Rumble, and we are actually live.
Yes,
come
on.
Come on.
We're here.
We're going to begin the program. So one last look on Instagram to all the people who made it happen. Thank you guys. And they came straight from
Young Adult One Night YA. It was a lot of fun.
That it was. Young Adult. One of those ministries that's just getting off. You just unplugged something there, Carson.
Nope, just drop my mic.
Anyways, we'll catch you next time on Instagram. Join us on YouTube and Rumble. And to all of you who are there,
let's go.
Thanks for sticking around.
Come on.
And
Come
waiting.
on.
So how did the big YA go today?
It was fun.
That rhyme. Yeah.
How did the big YA go today?
It was fun.
That it was.
It was fun. The hits keep on coming.
That's it. Had a big day in the student ministry today.
Yes. We had some record numbers for
today.
most of the services.
Yeah, we had
maybe all,
we
but
had
I'm
more
not
folks
I
in the
think
Spanish service today. ¿Cómo está usted? That's the only thing I know how to
Ah,
say.
sí, frío.
Sí.
Caliente.
Arroz con leche.
Caliente.
Sin
Doesn't
hielo.
that mean hot?
Yes.
Cold, hot,
it's
no ice.
Hot numbers.
Amen.
Yeah.
And I didn't go as long at the 1 o'clock.
I heard last week was a barn burner.
What's that mean?
It means it's going to be a long time.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense because barns would go up pretty quick, I feel like.
Yes.
They'd go up quick, but they'd take a while to burn. Like all that wood, take a minute. That fire'd be going for a while.
Anyway,
As the teaching was.
I think Nick, I wasn't here last week, so he doesn't really know.
No, that's
But
very
I
true.
heard.
He was
That's
in-
very true.
people
And
around the world
I don't
were
know if
talking.
you saw it, Nick.
I saw parts of it.
He was
You had a lot to say when Will was gone in Orlando.
Yes,
and then
I
the
did.
irony that the next week,
the next
you
week
were in
I was
Orlando.
gone in Orlando.
Did you
But
forget?
I didn't just get engaged.
You know what
I'd
they
already
say?
been married for a
You know
while,
what they
and then I
say?
decided to.
Don't let your mouth write checks that your behind can't cash.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. I know it differently. I know that phrase differently.
Do you? That's my way of saying it.
It's not as.
Anyways, we are glad you guys are here. Welcome to what we like to call the live stream. By the way, if you don't know, we do have a podcast that drops every Thursday morning, along with some extremely nice teachings and from different folks. And you can go to potentialchurch.com to pick that up. We're almost a year into the book.
Come on.
And I would love to know how many copies we've sold, but I've only heard one time from my publisher. And that was the numbers of how many we sold actually pre-sale. So I haven't heard how many books we've sold since it came out in June.
It's just so many orders coming in. They probably just can't
Well,
keep
we did
up.
make the list. I did hear we made the list, right? We were on the bestsellers list.
Come on.
but I think they just don't want to tell us because they don't want to write that check.
Oh,
Interesting.
It could make a big difference in student and children's camp.
let's go.
So, anyways, all the proceeds go to student camp. I think, we mentioned this last time, but the thing I've not figured out, and when you Google it, what, this?
No, it's just the mic. If you just want to bring the mic in a little closer.
Okay. The thing that we mentioned last time, and on Google, you can Google it, and people just don't know. But on Amazon, the price, like on Barnes & Noble, the price stays the same. And then they'll run a sale.
$35.99.
Yeah. But on Amazon, it goes up and it goes down. I think originally it was, I don't know, $16, something like that. And then it worked its way down to like $3. And then it went back up to like $12 or $14. And then I think, I haven't looked lately, so I think it's like $4 something.
It's crazy to sell a book for cheaper than the paper it took to make the book.
But the thing is the percentage that the author gets is the same, whether they sell it for $3 or sell it for $14.
That's crazy.
So, anyways, if you haven't picked it up, I hope you will, and then leave a review because those always help, especially when you come out with a new edition or a second printing or a new book. Which that would even be exciting as well. Hey, if you got questions, put them in the chat. That's what we're here for. We're here to build community, to hang out, to have fun, and just kind of interact with what is going on in the world. I know I got a room full of people, but they're all sleeping. They've had a long day today. We had our 3 services, and then we had YA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had someone come in and ask at the last young adult one night, is this
Is
the
this
y'all?
y'all night?
Oh, so it's got its own like
There we go.
Yeah.
cachet. Did
know what that means.
anybody in the chat pick Houston to beat Duke?
No.
No.
If you did, you're crazy.
Did you see what were they
Well,
up?
I guess you're right.
They were up 7 points with a minute and 30 seconds left, something like that. Duke was.
Yeah.
And they lost. And now it is Houston and Florida. Did anybody pick Florida to win? Anybody in the chat pick Florida to win?
I picked Florida to go to the championship game, but I thought Duke was going to go and Duke was going to win. So I'm out.
I picked Duke and Arkansas.
You really believed in
Hey,
that.
well, Arkansas only got beat by 2 points, and Arkansas was up like about the same. They were up like 7 points with just a few minutes left.
I just let it go.
Is
And
that
they're
where
just like
Calipari
Duke.
is now?
That is where Calipari is. Yeah, he's a Razorback. You don't like him?
No,
I'd be,
I'm just making an assumption.
college sports are like professional sports now with NIL though,
Yeah.
because the portal is which, like, if you're playing for a team and you're like, I don't want to play for them anymore, you go through the portal, and it's only open at a certain time for a certain length. It actually opened up during the tournament.
Wow.
So you had kids leaving their team
Joining the next one
in the midst of the tournament.
That's ridiculous.
Wild.
and then
I guess that's what happens. Like, you get out, you just hope to get picked up by a team that is still in it.
well, like Arkansas, they got a big 7'2" guy, and he played for Kentucky. He fouled Calipari over here. Now he's going to Illinois. So in 3 years, he's played for 3 different teams. So you don't really cheer anymore for the players because they're leaving. They're either going to the NBA or they're going to whoever's going to pay them more money, or get more playing time. It's so much more difficult to coach. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, you don't do what I want, I'm gone next year.
Yeah, it's like coaching the pros.
Yeah. Well, even worse because it's 1 year. In the pros, you might get a 10-year contract or 5-year contract or something like that. But in college, it's like, hey, pay me $1 million or I'm gone.
And someone will.
I can't imagine making $1 million as a 19-year-old.
No, that's crazy.
Then you graduate college and you make minimum wage.
Yeah.
Because, all those people that get paid are not going to go to the NBA.
Yeah.
Right.
The NBA is a small number. Same in football, but football's got a lot more people. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So what do we have video-wise?
Video-wise, we've got a couple. Oh, my goodness.
Who do you think is going to win?
Who do I think's going to win? I have no idea how good Houston is. So, yeah, I cheer for Florida, the home team. I mean, I count them the home team. If I had to cheer between Florida and Arkansas, I would cheer for Florida.
You chose Arkansas, though.
Well, I thought they were going to win. But if you're asking me who I was going to cheer for, I would cheer for the hometown. I think it's important to cheer for your hometown. If it was baseball, Giselle is from the Dominican Republic.
That's right.
DR.
And the Dominican is playing the USA in soccer or in baseball. Who would you cheer from?
In baseball,
Yeah.
you really wanted to answer?
Well, I no.
I think you just got your answer.
Yeah, that I'm hurt.
Problem.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would cheer for Florida, not for Arkansas. But anyways, did y'all have a video or are you just over there?
No, we do.
well, yeah.
We do. For some reason, you're not popping up on the screen on our video, though.
Okay, so we're going to show this video possibly.
Yes, we are.
Now, we have shown the video in the past of what was the world's highest parachute jump.
That we did.
And it was done by Red Bull. And what was that guy's name?
That I don't remember.
Felix.
Pretty
Come
good
on.
memory.
Felix Jones.
That's it. I got a good memory, right? Anyways, he jumped and he about passed out, but he made it to the earth. He was a daredevil.
Oh, okay.
Guess who beat him? As by beat him, I mean jumped
Higher.
higher than he did. Wasn't an athlete. It wasn't a daredevil. It was a Google vice president.
That's insane.
That is insane.
I think he's 56 years old. Google.
Google.
There we go.
A Google vice president.
I think we got to see it to believe it.
Well, can you show it?
I can show it. They won't see you, but they'll hear you.
Oh, they can't. But they can see the jump.
Correct. There we
Okay.
go. That's what they're looking at.
All right,
The
so y'all
video
can see the
itself.
jump, and he goes up in this parachute. Can you show? Is that the start of it?
Correct.
All right, so let's play it. I want you to see him come up. All right, see, he's going up in that balloon. He's in a spacesuit. First parachutist in a spacesuit specifically made for him. You know how, pause it for a minute. You know how big that balloon is going to get by the time he's going to the stratosphere. You know how big that balloon will be when he gets to the stratosphere?
10 times its original size.
Well, compared to what? In the chat, how big do you think the balloon will be that takes him all the way to the stratosphere?
The size of
The Earth.
goodness.
The size of the Earth.
The size of the moon.
A parachute the size of the moon?
I mean, you built it up like it was going to be something mind blowing.
It is. It's going to be the size of a football stadium.
I mean,
Oh.
wow.
That have
When
you
you
ever-
built it up, I was expecting the moon.
that is a giant balloon. I was impressed with that. As big as a. And then the problem they had is then what do you? He's going to go up. He's going to get to that height,
Let it go.
and they're going to let him go. He gets freed, but the balloon's still there. And
Polluting our stratosphere.
I'm just going to say, airline pilots aren't big on a football stadium floating around up in the air.
That's
so
the truth.
I watched the whole documentary, and they said that they came up with a way, and they exploded the balloon.
Huh.
And so that airline pilots didn't get all
Yep.
frustrated. So, anyways, okay, let's watch him. That's, of course, him coming down on his little parachute.
Little parachute?
It's not very big for as high in the air as he was. Watch when see if it shows when he hits. Okay, watch this. It's gonna be, watch.
You can tell he doesn't have a lot of experience with skydiving.
He did that.
Well, he's also in a suit, a
Yeah,
space suit.
He's in a space suit. He's got a space helmet. The first time he went up, he went like at 55,000 feet, which is a height, just kind of figuring out. So when he couldn't walk because the airplane wasn't tall enough. So he went out on this little ramp, and when he went, it knocked off his antenna to like his communication, his GPS and all
God.
that. So they couldn't talk to him. And then they couldn't, GPS him because they had to get where he's at because he has to have oxygen in that suit. It's airtight. So they got to get to him in a certain time or he's going to lay there and just
Wouldn't that
suffocate.
be terrible? You
That
made the
is-
jump, but then you suffocate on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, that
That
happened
is-
to some Russian cosmonauts.
Cosmonauts.
Yeah. Their parachutes didn't. Huh?
Is that what they're called? Cosmonauts?
I have no idea.
Yes.
Not astronauts, cosmonauts?
Astronauts are Americans.
Really?
Is there truth about that statement?
I did not know that there was different.
That sounds
So,
made
like,
up.
What about the French?
I am
French-nauts.
I'm amazed at your ignorance.
There's no way. There's no way.
Will's looking it up right now.
That he is.
He's our Google producer there. And tell me I'm right. What is a Russian space traveler called?
Okay.
It's a cosmonaut. Hey, in the
He
chat,
apparently doesn't have Siri.
are you with me?
There's no way.
Let's fact check him, chat.
Huh?
Live audience is with you.
Oh, the live audience. Am I right?
Audience is with you. Yes, you're right.
He is right. It is called a cosmonaut.
And astronauts are only American.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Hey, you said it
I do know this. I know Russians are called cosmonauts, and I know the Chinese are called something totally different. But I don't know if like
Had a joke
well, I
there.
don't know if the
to myself.
Australians are called. I don't know if the Australians are called astronauts or not.
Interesting.
So Kevin says they're a
was.
communist.
Communist.
That is what they're called.
Yeah. See, Pastor Matt agrees with me. Let's watch him land there one more time. Can you rewind that?
Oh, he hits that thing hard.
Tumbled. But then he throws a thumbs up.
Man, can you imagine though being like that far in space where you'll see the round? I mean, you're in the you're in space.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to wear that suit because he can't. It's too cold, and he can't breathe up there. He's got oxygen, on his thing, his suit. See how it is. See the size it is right now. Mm-hmm. And that balloon gets as big as a football field.
That's crazy.
You know why it gets that big?
Pressure. Gravitational pull with the albatross
It
of
expands.
Yes.
With the albatross. I like
Yes,
that.
because the
think that's a
higher
bird.
you get, right, the less air you have
Yeah.
pushing it in,
It expands.
and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Underwater?
And
Right.
here's-
It tightens.
they said this too. They said they were the thing that made them the most nervous was the release, because if he didn't get released, they're like, we don't have any other way to get him down.
Couldn't they just explode the balloon?
Maybe, I guess, but
It would have exploded him as well.
I might have. You know, his
At
parents.
least get rid of the evidence that he was up there.
It reminds me of the guy that went in a balloon on the chair.
Ah,
Remember
yes.
that story?
Yeah.
He just thought he would go as high, you know, kind of fly over his neighborhood. So he ties some helium balloons like that to his chair.
And so
He goes like 20,000 feet in the air in a lawn
insane.
chair.
I can't imagine the fear.
yeah,
That I would have.
absolutely.
It's a true story. And he had a BB gun because his thought was, if I get too high, I'll shoot a few out. But he shot up so quick, he was afraid to move.
Dude, that's insane.
And he hovers over LAX, right, the airport in California. And they get radio talk from airplanes. They're saying, you're not going to believe this.
There's a dude on a lawn chair up here.
That's amazing.
So they just had to wait till the heat, you know how helium kind of escapes.
Yeah.
And it escaped, and he just kind of settled back down to earth. And they ran up to him, and you know they're asking him all a bunch of questions, and they're kind of like,
Arresting him, I'm sure.
"Were you scared?" And he said, "Yep." They said, "You gonna do it again?" Nope. They said, "Well, why'd you do it the first time?" And this reason I use it in the teaching because he said, "Well, you can't just sit there."
That's good. That's
But
so good.
he did just sit there.
Chinese astronaut are taikonauts.
See?
Taikonauts. Leslie Phillips says astronaut is general.
Interesting. Not American. So
Okay.
So
50% of wrong is
No.
still wrong.
I was right on the cosmonaut. I wasn't sure about astronaut.
But you said it with
very
a
confident.
lot of assurance.
Yeah, but which part did you not believe?
The astronaut part. Oh, I totally believe cosmetology or whatever.
I don't think so. All right, now we're going to go back to like 10 years ago, something like that, and we're going to show the most embarrassing event that I can imagine.
I'm not locked into that. All right.
We're going to go back and we're going to watch Steve Harvey on live TV
Greatest blunder in human history.
make a huge blunder.
This universe.
Oh my gosh, my life's changed.
This is amazing. I can't believe I won.
Okay, stop it. They put the crown on her. They give her the sash. They give her the flowers.
She won.
She won. She's about to make the walk. And let's see what happens.
I have to apologize.
Look at her.
You know, he's got to be stressed in this moment.
I said earlier, before we started the show, I said, if I'm Steve Harvey with his money, I go over to the judges and I'm look, guys, I'll pay for it. But we're going to have Miss Universes this year.
Or to be honest, I just let it fly.
Yeah.
I mean, no
Well,
one's
but-
frustrated.
Well, but then then it's going to come out that the real win. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? But what's people going to say about winners? You know what I mean? Say judges change your or go back over there and say judges change your vote. Miss Columbia won.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We all agree Miss Columbia won. But that's not what happened.
The first runner-up is Colombia.
Oh my gosh. What's wild too is he pauses. Like it's like a reality show. Like, wait, let's
Like
see
he's
people
still
respond.
announcing it.
That means Miss Philippines.
Miss Philippines.
Miss
From
Philippines.
Philippi, out there with Paul.
She is the winner now. Look at her. Hold, stop.
What?
It's sadly, Miss USA is like, oh yeah, this happens in America all the time. She's the only one that knows what's going on. Miss Columbia is like, what? And Miss Philippines is what? And Miss USA, oh yeah, we screw up all the time.
That's the truth. She like doesn't know. Should I be excited?
She's just in shock.
Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
Do they show Miss Columbia?
Miss
yet?
Columbia
Watch.
must be
Watch. They're gonna take the crown from her.
devastated. Like you're wearing the crown.
Oh, she's already made the walk.
Miss Philippines, take your first walk as Miss Universe.
Oh, this is awful.
We talk about reality TV. That's reality TV.
Oh, let's turn. Just keep playing. Just turn off the turn off their. Oh, did it stop?
Yeah, that was the
they
end.
actually go and they take the crown off of Miss Columbia
Why is it
and they
playing?
put it on. What are you doing?
I can't see.
He's falling apart.
They actually, my producers. We're gonna have
Flip
to,
it.
we're gonna have to change the young adult event. They take the crown off of her
Oh, God.
in front of everybody, and take it off of her and put it on Miss Philippines.
Diego said Colombia won.
Huh?
Diego said Columbia won.
Yeah. Well, she didn't.
Nope.
Steve Harvey wanted her to win. Evidently, he thought she won. But what would you do in that situation? I mean, you guys have been on the stage.
I'm just not coming back out. Like I'm like
Somebody
all
else can announce it.
right, yeah, peace.
Oh my gosh! And I felt, I think it's one of the worst things I've ever seen because they take the, I mean, you know what I mean? They take the crown off of her.
Does that trump the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock?
I think it does.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's bad, but it's like he looks bad. I mean, you know what I mean? Like he did it. He looks bad. This is like, what did Columbia do? She didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
She didn't win, I can tell you that.
It's just, she walked down the thing, you know, waved to everybody.
Thought her life was changed.
And then how about
And now she's only Miss Columbia.
and now the lady, how'd you like to be the lady that says, hey, can you go out and take the crown off her head? Because the lady comes out, takes the crown off her head, and puts
Oh,
it
my
on the other
gosh.
lady's
Yeah,
head.
that'd be.
And then if you're,
Rough.
and then how do you respond if you're the Philippines? Like,
Just awkward.
Hey, I'm excited.
you know, I'm surprised Steve Harvey ever made it back from that. Was it his mistake? I haven't read the article. I was just watching the
I think he
video.
read the
It was
card
on
wrong.
a cue card, so I'd assume he read it wrong and
I heard they gave him the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And that's what I would say too.
It wasn't my fault.
they didn't make it clear.
It wasn't my fault. Oh, that is terrible.
rough.
That is terrible. Hey, we got one other video we wanted to show you.
I thought there was going to be more of a lead in for that.
Oh, well, this is, in case you don't know what this is, we go to space so often. Did you know that 4 individuals went to space just this last week? You didn't know? You didn't know.
No, I didn't.
Anyways, 4 guys, well, not 4 guys, 4 people went to space, and they did something that's never been done before. Do you guys know in the chat what they did? What'd they do that has never been done before?
Went to space in 2025.
Well, no, because there's people in space right now. At the space station, Will. Come on, get your space stuff right. All right. From space. There you go.
Watching teaching online.
They attended Potential Church online from
Hey,
space.
First time ever. Come
That'd
on.
that'd be great. I think they watch every week at the space station.
I agree.
So what did they do?
They traveled over the poles in orbit. You know, normally they go this way, but instead they went this way.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the poles. They went over the North Pole and the South Pole, and they took pictures and did experiments. They took X-rays in space. So if they're going to go to Mars, they're thinking to go to Mars is going to take 6 months to get there.
Wow.
That's a long time to be in
it is.
space.
That's just there. Then when you get there, there's nothing.
It's not
there.
just me. I just want to say it's not just me.
That's my phone. When you get there, there's nothing there. So then you got to try to build something,
Civilization.
start to something. Then you're like, okay, we put the pipe down. Let's go home. 6 more months to get back home.
Yeah, I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good. That's 6 months for something to go wrong and be stuck
In
in space.
space.
I'm good.
Forever.
Do you think the astronauts got arsenic pills, suicide pills?
I'd want them. I would definitely want them.
Because they said when they went down to the moon, that rocket has got one chance to fire, and if it doesn't fire,
You're stuck.
they're stuck on the moon until they run out of oxygen.
Or until something that's been living on the moon eats them.
But
Yeah, I'd take the pills pretty quick, to be honest with you. I'm not even waiting for the second flip.
I mean, it is a miracle that none of that has ever happened.
Yeah.
What do you mean none of that's ever happened?
Well, I don't think anybody's ever been lost in space.
I was gonna say I remember one of the rockets blew up.
Well, yeah. What?
Didn't a rocket blow up with
Well,
people?
yes. There's been disasters, but it was coming back and it was taking off, but it wasn't in space. Both of those disasters were on Earth. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had, and then Apollo 1, which was like a rehearsal in the shed, and that was bad. But that's pretty amazing to me that we've never lost anybody in space.
Yeah. As far as we know, we haven't seen all the records.
That's true. You're saying the government lies to us?
I'm just saying. Just saying. Have you heard about Apollo 43? I don't know what we're on.
No. Tell me
You
about
should
it.
look into it.
Yes. Hey, would anybody in the chat go to Mars?
No,
Yeah, I don't know.
not a chance.
If there was already like civilization up there, maybe.
Yeah.
But-
if somebody else already.
I'm not starting it. I'll tell you that
I don't
right
even
now.
really enjoy flying on a plane, let alone a rocket
Yeah.
flying through
On a
space.
spaceship.
And they got, huh?
You see how they sit in that, like they're sitting like this, like
Oh, no. Well, the G-force is incredible. And then when you get, once you get up there, you can kind of float around. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
They have simulations here on Earth.
No, they don't.
They do. They 100% do.
Gravity free?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, the water. Giant Olympic-sized pool. Kennedy Space Center.
That's a water, but there's gravity in water.
Yeah, but it's like very similar.
Is there gravity in water?
Well, yeah, you're on the Earth.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it's to simulate being in space.
Right. It does.
Like the water's being kept on Earth using gravity, but being in water, you don't feel the gravity.
Tune in next time on SNL.
I think that is like kinda. It's not.
I don't even know how to look that up.
Yes.
How well does water simulate space?
There you go.
Like maybe there is like a percentage where it's like, oh, maybe it's 80%.
Well, like the moon has gravity, or they just float.
There
off
is
of
gravity in water.
Oh, okay.
it. There you go. Diego, the zero G plane. Yes, I have seen that where they fly,
Yeah,
they dive.
They dive to
and they-
simulate. Yeah.
Yeah, and you float around while it's doing that.
ask Diego how many times.
Water does not simulate being in space.
Oh,
So then why do they use it?
Now Diego is a parachutist.
Well, that is what? Oh, no, that's brave.
Diego, how many times have you parachutist?
You don't trust this browser?
I mean, brave? Anybody heard of Brave browser?
What? Yeah, Diego's a parachutist.
Skydiver?
Is parachutist a word?
It's less
Probably not.
No offense. I'm a fan of Diego, but no offense. It's less impressive when it's a smaller guy. It's harder for them to get hurt.
It's like dropping an ant.
Now Nick
Like, it's
becomes
not
a
gonna get hurt.
parachuter. I'll be impressed.
200 times. That's impressive.
That is
No, that's
is
a
very
lot of
impressive.
parachutes,
That's
but
a lot of money.
Still not impressive to you?
I mean, it'd just be hard for him to get hurt.
He'd probably survive
Gravity.
hitting the earth.
He could just jump out without a parachute.
Gravity.
Just bounce off.
Gravity is gravity. That's impressive, Diego.
No, that's
Yeah, 200 jumps. That's
a lot of money.
I would not want to jump. once. I would not going to jump.
We should do it for a series. Then you do it.
I might do it if it was like, you know.
You can do it with Diego.
Well,
there you go.
here's the
He's
thing.
experienced.
There is truth.
You
to
could be the
fact-
guy in front.
Diego's on your back.
That's the thing, because when you go, like I would have to go. What do you call it? Tandem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tandem.
And the thing that's always, there is truth to the fact that I'm big. You know what I'm saying? And it's like those guys in Lima that do the jump off the mountain,
Hang gliding
Yeah, and Tyler's done
or
that.
paragliding, something like that.
Tyler's done that in Lima. I wonder if Pastor Leo and Maria have done it. But my thought is you know how much I weigh, right? You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, you're fine. You know, yeah. Have you ever done it with somebody my size? Oh yeah, we've done it a lot with sizier guys. It's like you get up there and then it just tears. You know, and it's like
I've seen that video of the guy paragliding. He's hanging on, like he falls out of the straps,
Just
and he's
holding on for dear life.
just hanging on.
yeah.
today's world.
The lawsuit.
Today's world. It's time for.
What time is it?
Yeah. No idea.
I don't think he knows what time it is.
It's time for Rumble.
Wordle.
Time for Wordle.
It's on Rumble.
We are
Time
live
for
on
Wordle.
Rumble, though. We're live on Rumble.
Yep.
We've never
It's
lost.
ready to rumble.
We've never lost.
Okay.
We lost Rumble.
No,
There
no,
we
we're
go.
here. We're here.
All right.
There's a glare. I can't see the screen. Family, dude. Just the worst. Just the worst. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we need a 5-letter word.
Let's go.
5 letters.
Space.
Diver. Carly says diver.
All right. He says, forget your space idea.
Well,
We're
I will
going with
say
diver.
hold it. I will say this. Remember from last week, what letter, according to Sherlock Holmes, is the most common letter?
E.
Good job, Ross. It is the letter E, according to Sherlock Holmes.
Diver it is. No E.
There is no E in that word.
I, though, is the second letter, and V
Yeah.
is in it. Vivian.
Video. No, there's no D.
Vivian.
It can't be Vivian. It can't be
Vivian. Yeah, it can't be Vivian.
There's no ear D.
River.
Nope.
No R.
No ER.
I like that guess, though. Kinda. Jesus. That's no. Video.
No.
No.
There's no E.
Well, yeah.
There's no D either. There's no E. Sammy.
Come on,
bring in
Sammy.
the
You're
clarity.
good at this. We haven't seen you here in a while.
She's probably already done it. She'd be cheating.
Visit. V-I-S-I-T.
Pivot. No,
Pivot.
it can't.
Well, what
V's in the wrong spot.
What about visit?
Venmo?
What about visit?
Let's do it.
Vin? Oh, visit?
Venmo. It's a Venmo.
Oh, we got the VI right.
Okay.
Is it Venmo? No, I can't. It doesn't have another I.
Yeah.
Or wait, no.
I mean,
It could be Venmo. There's no way.
is that a word?
There's no way. Okay,
That's
that's not
not
a
a
word.
word.
It's not a word.
It's not a word. Not a word.
Vials?
Violin.
Can't be vials.
Villa. V-I-L-L-A.
Villas?
V-I-L-L-A.
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. You got it. 2 weeks in a row. Villa.
I think I'm getting smarter.
I think you are.
You should take an IQ test. I took one recently.
I'm getting smarter.
What was your result?
123.
Oh, you took another one?
Yeah. 123. And no one can tell me different. 94.
That is pretty
It was a fake one. It wasn't real.
pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, that's super impressive.
I did want to mention that today was a historic day if you're watching this live at Potential Church. Do you know why it was a historic day?
Centurion University.
That is right.
Let's go.
It was the
CIU.
official launch to the world.
Yeah. I saw some brochures going around.
Yes, of Centurion International
Centurion.
University, CIU.
Let's go.
And I'm excited about this. You know, I told everybody, I'm like, hey, this is not, a church Sunday school class that we're calling the university. This is the real thing. We got the license. We're going to give out, degrees, real degrees in multiple different areas. I'm excited. I told I think it was a 1:00 service. I told them that, because Pastor Matt helped me at 11 announce it, and then Pastor Brad helped me at 1. And, both of those guys are working on their doctorate. Mm-hmm. So I said, Pastor Matt's working on his doctorate. Pastor Brad's working on his doctorate, and I got a PE degree.
Come on.
Let's go.
But that's not true.
You're going to teach that?
That's not true. I don't
Physical education?
No, I don't have a PE degree.
You have a history degree.
No, I don't have a history degree.
You have a language degree.
No, don't have
Teaching.
language. Yes, I have
Teaching
I have a
degree.
language degree. I have a bachelor in science.
Science? What do you know about science?
Well, it's social studies. Actually,
History.
I can teach history. I can teach social studies. I can teach economics.
That would be interesting. Spend it. Just spend it.
You're gonna get professor. I see.
Well, I don't have a master's.
It doesn't matter. You can be a
You can teach an
You
AA
could have
down
if
there
you
with
have
the plebeians getting their AAs. Just kidding. Just a joke.
So but anyways, that's I have a BSE with a coaching certificate, which I'm sure are.
So you can coach our basketball team.
There you go.
CIU to victory.
What's the? Is it a centurion? Is the mascot?
Have you not seen the logo?
Yeah, it's just CU. There wasn't really like an eye in the pamphlet brochure
Yes.
thing.
Don't.
But here's what I learned from you. Have what you said, a PE degree.
No,
They have PhDs, and you're their boss.
Dang. There's some truth in that. There's some truth there.
That's all I gotta hold on to.
That is. But anyways, today was historic. Today was a historic day because think about it. There was a day that Harvard, Columbia, all of those were started by churches.
Yeah.
They were started by Christ followers. They're a long way from that today, but the hospital system, the education system, all of those were started by the church. And sometimes people forget that. And you think about like Liberty University, they're playing in the they have played in the NCAA tournament.
Which is cool.
And you think about like 50 years from now, what might be as a result of today.
Yep. 50 years from now, we may get knocked out in the first round of the March Madness.
Come on.
But I mean, most people never start because of how difficult it is to begin.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a dream, and everybody's like, well, if I could get a bigger loan, or I could get more investors, or I could get more help.
And if you think about it, how many people, like early days, right? We want all people to sign up. Mm-hmm. Once we become prestigious, we don't want all people to sign up. So if you're someone who maybe wouldn't, have quite the ability to go to Harvard or something, our school could turn into a Harvard-like school, and you graduated from it back before there were standards.
You can.
There are still standards.
Yeah, you can say.
Yeah, one of those standards.
graduated.
You're gonna
the deal.
finish.
Hey, Will, do you have the mute? Do you have the mute button?
Pastor Nick has that.
Yes. Okay, let's mute our producers. Today is a historic day.
Amen.
And it was very, very exciting. And I've got to be a part of a few things that were started. We started a church in Arkansas.
Yeah.
That is still there. You can go by. There's a physical presence, but there's also several hundred people that meet every weekend and have for over 30 years. And that started in a living room. And had we not said we're going to start when we didn't have a clue what we were going to do, that wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
And all the people that it's impacted wouldn't have happened. And the same is true for today. I mean, there's not that many times where you start, like even with the school, we're extending it to 12th grade.
Yeah.
But it's already started. There are already hundreds of kids who are coming, right? We've got great leadership. It has begun. to to extend to the high school. Again, an investment. Risk, especially in today's world with the tariffs and all the crazy stuff that is happening. And, I mean, the president seems to have great confidence in what's going to happen, but nobody really knows what's going to take place, whether it's going to be good or bad or whatever. But to step out and do something, I think, is rare. And it's rare. It's easy to be afraid. It's easy to say you'll do it next time. It's easy to say when the time gets better, all those kind of things. But Today was a good day, and I'm very proud of all of you guys for being a part of it, and I'm proud of the church for being willing to step out and invest in people.
Yeah.
To help them because of the degree they get. They're going to have a greater knowledge and a greater opportunity to live their dream. Yeah. Sometimes you need that education or you need that degree. You can't. I went to school. Never thought about not going to college because you can't teach, you can't coach without a degree. And so anyways, I'm excited about that. And if you'd like more information, you can go.
Hey, Amber.
Welcome, Amber. It's good to have you.
Burger Strong.
Want more information, you can go to our website and or even on the app. Yep.
CenturionUniversity.org.
CenturionUniversity.org.
And we have some great, very intelligent, very great people who are on staff helping the college get going.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we do. And so it's going to be good.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated on all that is happening. A lot taking place at Potential Church right now. And this live stream is not one of them. All right. Yes, I'm wearing the men's Forge t-shirt. We got some cool things coming up for you gentlemen as well. I was talking with Steph. She's already working on She, and that's.
Come on.
I was giving her my suggestions, but I don't know if they'll go very far. But a lot of cool things happening. Young adults, we talked about that. The student ministry, in the children's ministry, in the school, in the university, the college. Just lots of great things happening. If you want to find out more about it, go to potentialchurch.com. Don't forget about the podcast. If you haven't purchased a book, purchase it. Get it before it goes out of print. I don't know. I don't know if books go out of print after a year. I don't know how long they're around. But anyways, I think we pretty well wrapped it up because I started with Soul Session.
That you did.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
You can go to Instagram.
Yeah.
And I talked about, well, you have to go check it out.
Yeah.
So-
Family jacked up our live stream, so we had to.
Yes.
Good old
Stanley
family.
the man. So anyways, hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I pray that you have an incredible week. Do something that matters and makes a difference. Oh, let me remind you of this. If you'd like to partner with us here at Potential Church, we have a goal, a year-long goal. We want to do something we've never done before. Well, we're doing a lot of things we've never done before, but one of those things is to give out 100,000 invites.
Come on.
And they're all numbered. Yeah. And you can pick them up online or you can pick them up here on the location and help us. Maybe you want to give out 6,123. Or maybe you want to give out 8,000. I want to give out 9,999.
In total?
No. Yeah, 99,999. That's the one I want to give out.
What about 100,000?
Well, I want to give that to somebody else.
Such a humble person.
Generous man.
I'm a humble person. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We love you. Our goal is to help you partner and reach your potential.
What was that? A goal.
God bless. We'll see you next time. See you later.